Three, two, one. What's going on, everyone? You're watching Ash on Comics, and my name is Ash. And it's good to see you guys. Thought that music was going to be a little bit more epic than it was, but it was nice and soothing. It's bedtime, right? This is story time, late night comics. And, if you're offended by that music, I'm not really sorry. So how's everyone doing tonight? Dane says midnight cheeseburger run. I wish, man. I wish. Maverick says this is yoga music. Okay. Whatever. Fragminion yogurt music. Yeah, yogurt's pretty good, man. I like yogurt. Davis on with this fragmented. Do you know who scores the GI combats on England? I don't care about that. Englandine is doing an auction currently right now. I left it to do this. I had planned on doing this, and I don't like to dip in on Englandine, but he streams for like 7 hours. It's like someone's got to make some room. So if you like some good deals on comics, you can go over there. I'm happy to have you over here. One of the things I wanted to do tonight is I got inspired by my buddy Skip and Tosh from the Comics Aficionados over at Thinking Critical. And he does a thing on his own Twitch channel where he just like reads comics and chats with the people. And it's difficult for me, I think, to do streams by myself because it's tough to just sit here and talk. And you might be like, well, Ash, that's what you're best at. You just nonstop talking. So I thought this would be good fodder to create content to talk, and then basically have a chat window open and be able to interact with you guys, and so forth. So, are you guys able to hear me? Am I just talking to myself? It'd be nice. Give me a thumbs up or something if you're listening. Frag says, yes, we can't hear you. Good job, buddy. All right. Sounds loud and clear, Dragon Majesty. Thanks. Ed was the only person who actually listens to instructions. Right on, Ed. All right. So one of the things that I was thinking about doing here is let me get back to what I was doing. There we go. And so recently on Comixology, I buy lots of stuff here. And this is the book I want to read first here to you guys. It's one of the best comics. But I picked up a bunch of free comics on Comixology. And a lot of the books I would have picked up I already had. So there's even better selections than this. But I'll just give you kind of a little scroll down. All these books are just free. Some of the books I have are like, free comic book day books or preview books or whatever, but some are legitimate books, like the Bloodshot #1 here, Archer and Armstrong. These are all the Valiant 2012 release year, which when they were the best in the business. Look, you can get Kill or Be Killed, Chapter 1 here, Harbinger, Hellboy. So you get some decent stuff. Some of this stuff I just picked up because I don't know if it's any good. I have no idea about this book called The Resistance, but I was like, I love Resistance stories and it's free, so let's delete it if it sucks. Sagio Jimbo, you can never go wrong. And here's a book I've been wanting to read forever. It's by Stan Sakai and Mike Richardson, who I don't know, but it's 47 Ronin. It's a samurai story that isn't Funny Animals, and I've never read it, and they had the first issue for free. And then East of West I picked up earlier when they were doing the big sale. I don't know if they're still doing the sale, but it was $16.99 for the whole run. So that I'm not going to be reading it out. Melissa says that IDW canceled the TMNT comics. What? That can't be right. You mean they must have put them on hiatus? That's like one of their best draws there. So how is everyone handling themselves in this new world order of being locked up in your homes? If you're like me, you're having a lot of cabin fever. So this was kind of my attempt to give you something to listen to. Maybe you're surfing the internet, bored out of your mind, and you can just tune in and listen. Maybe you are at work. You're one of those people. Um, I'm being told to look up the news. I'm in the middle of a stream. I can't just go look up the news right now. Hey, everyone, you guys take a break. I'll be back in 10 minutes while I go research this thing for Maverick. Wow. Oh, we're canceled. All right. Well, that's crazy. So Frag says he's essential. He's got papers to drive. Yeah, I know there's people out there that still are working, and I guess it's good for you, man, because this is economy. Ooh, I'm not going to get into the downers here. I'm here to try to take my mind off things, hopefully get your mind off things. And I thought, I got a bunch of free comics. Why don't I read some free comics, especially since some of these are really good. Now, this book right here, Manowar, the first one I'm going to do, I have read. In fact, I just read it again last night. It's excellent. But one of the things I wanted to do was also take this time to read comics that I haven't read. So not only will be reading it, and maybe you get an opportunity to get a free read of a comic, but it'll be kind of like I can be a reaction. I can, I have no idea if I'm going to like it or not. So that's where we're going to start right now. And then I think, I'll pause in between, maybe a page or two and see what the comments are and on what you guys are thinking. I love seeing you guys in the chat interacting. And hopefully this is like an experiment, hopefully it provides you some level of entertainment. And I'm really thankful for everyone who came to show up and listening to you guys. You guys are entertaining me as much as probably even more than I'm entertaining you. So appreciate that. Let's get on with Manowar. This is by Robert Venditti. By the way, if you don't know who he is, he's the guy who launched the incredible Hawkman run in 2018. That's everyone talks about. Well, anyone who knows comics talks about, but no one buys these books. It's in serious danger of being canceled. It's like the best book at DC. The first 12 issues, I urge anyone who likes superhero comics to read it. Sorry for clearing my throat in your ear. This is his run on Exo when Valiant bought themselves back, I guess, from Acclaim Comics, because Acclaim bought Valiant, and now they went back. And the guys that ran it, Sean Desam, I forget his name. He's doing what's the new Bad Idea Comics. Anyways, and they started off and they just rebooted all the books. They said, we're starting a new Origins. We're doing it over, just starting from scratch. And it was great. So this is art by Kerry Nord. And here we get this, which I'm not really going to focus on. It's kind of an infographic that is really popular in a Hickman book. But this kind of just gives you some information about the Romans and the Visigoths and the timeline, history. It's a nice flavor, but it's not crucial to understand the book in any way. So we're going to skip ahead to the beginning. And I'm going to do this guided mode because I think it's easier for people who might be listening on a phone or watching to follow along. The Romans are a treacherous lot but I did not think them capable of such dishonor. Easter is a day for worship, not fighting. Fear not, we are pious soldiers. The Lord will surely help us punish the Roman heathens for their blasphemy. I hope so, because we need all the help we can get. My God. Blades and Open Fields by Robert Venditti, art by Kerry Nord, and you can see the rest. They brought all of the Western Empire. Plentia, northern Italy, 402 AD. Load the onagers! Teach these barbarians the meaning of Roman might. And there we see this is opening up just like, one of my favorite movies, Gladiator. Have you ever seen? Hopefully you guys like Gladiator too. It's a fantastic movie. Every time I read this, the music, from the score, which is one of my favorite music scores too of all time. I'd play it for you, but I'd get instantly demonetized, I'm sure. Not that I'm monetized, but I'd get instantly have a copyright claim. This reminds me of that opening scene so much. Visigoths, form your lines. God. More death and mayhem. Onagers, release. Whoosh, whoosh. King Alaric, the Roman artillery is too much. Our lines falter. Cursed General Stilicho. The coward fires his barbs from afar, afraid to meet us on the open field. We must save our strength for a battle of our own design. Signal the retreat. Yes, my king. Fall back with your men, Auric. We will cross swords with Stilicho another day. Auric, do as your uncle says. The battle is lost. No. Victory can still be ours, Gafty. We must charge. Put the enemy on the defensive. Talk some sense into him, Rolf. He's your son. I have seen that look many times. There will be no talking to him. The time for talk has passed. It's time to fight. Yeah. This is men doing man things. Let's see. Fragminion says, Ash, Mel Blanc, you ain't. Nope. I am just nobody with a YouTube channel reading comics. I do not pretend to be a superstar. So if you think that I'm here like all these celebrities on lockdown making all their little TikTok videos, that's not it. I'm just trying to geek out on comics like you guys. Ed Brewer says, I'm to blame. Wait for the trades. Melissa says, me and Lethal Lightning got in an argument. I feel bad about it because I don't like the DC Universe. I'm sorry. I don't know what that has to do with anything. Cork says he just got the notification that I went live. Oh, well, it's a good thing that YouTube is on top of things. So, hey, everyone. I can't shout out everyone's name, but to heal them. By the way, I'm going to take this opportunity to educate people in the audience. One of the most hard to pronounce names, apparently, because everyone gets it wrong. Our boy Tehillim, 29. That's how Tehillim. If you're ever just curious on how to say it, every time I see him on streams or people, they're always blubbering it. But good to see you guys. Dane says you're doing fine. Skip ain't Mel Blanc either. All right, cool. Thank you. All right, so moving on. Hold your ground, Visigoths. Show the Romans what we're made of. What we're made of is all over this ground. Would you have us stand here like sheep while their artillery smashes us to pieces? Brother, how long have we wandered the land of this cursed empire when our Roman masters have used us? And when our Roman masters have use for us, they send us to die in their wars. When they have no use for us, they slaughter us themselves. Meanwhile, our children starve, our women are made for slaves, or worse. No more! Today, with our families at our backs, we defend these fields as if they were our own. We raise our swords and we tell the enemy, no more. For your fathers and mothers, fight. For your sons and daughters, fight. And finally, for a land to call home, fight. Yeah. You have fine looks, boy. Yeah, sorry. I'm going to probably flub up multiple times. Apologize. You have my fine looks, boy, but you have your mother's temper. And then there, you see the big charge coming into the Roman line, and this looks like it's going to be a slaughter. Clang. Oh. Sorry, I don't have a Foley group to make cool sound effects, so I got to just make some with my mouth. That's how it goes. Visigoth cur. Ah. There are too many of them. Patience. I can only kill one at a time. That's right. That is Arik of Dacia. This dude is a baller. He is a boss. My king, the Romans have breached the camp. Fall back to the wagons. The lives of our families depend on it. Damn it, boy. We are overrun. Ari. And he gets stabbed by the spear of the Roman soldier. Chalk. His head flies off. No. And we see Arik over his father. Hold on, father. Face us, coward. And he looks back, thinking, maybe, nope, time to go. Victoria! Victoria! The Visigoth camp somewhere in northern Italy following the retreat. The Romans have called off their pursuit. We have made camp for the night. Where is Inga? Where is your mother? The Romans took many prisoners before we could retreat. Mother was among them. Uncle Alaric bargains for their return, but there is talk that they are already on the road to Rome. Leave me to die, boy. Go. Be with your wife while you still can. Deirdre was taken too, but we will ride after them if need be and cut down any Roman who stands in our path. Your sword, I brought it from the battlefield. You will swing it again. You should have left it. It isn't worth the strength it took to carry it. I watched you forge the sword yourself. It is the envy of the entire army. Humph. Then the army is made of fools. Swords did not stop the Huns from driving us out of our lands in Dacia. They will not help us again in a new land of our own. The Romans have ballistae and onagers, cities with high walls. We have blades and open fields. It is not enough. But it was never enough. Romans beyond the western barricade! Every warrior to arms! Your sword will prove its worth, father, I swear it. Will this day never end? If Stilicho's dogs have to come to pick over the bones, we will make them choke on them. Have you ever seen such a massive transport, Arik? And this is where the hook of the story starts catching in. Because if you look closely, those aren't Roman soldiers. Let's see. Ed says those transitions are pretty cool. Dane says this is already better than the whole new issue 1 they just put out. Amen, brother. Amen. Ed says, make this a regular thing, Ash. I'm really liking this. Thanks, man. I appreciate it. It's a little nerve-wracking sometimes putting yourself out here like this and seeing if people are just gonna, think you sound like an idiot online or whatever. But if people are enjoying it, it's nice. Melissa says Professor X has become a cult leader. Melissa, man, I get it. I'm right there with you, man. Let's. I'm not going to go into X-Men though tonight. Hopefully the rest of you guys are enjoying this. Looks like we got 9 people watching. That's exciting. I haven't streamed in forever, so it's going to take me a while to build up some sort of audience. Plus, I always have to compete with England teen. Let's continue on with the show. Even if that is where the Romans hold our families, we should send word for reinforcements. Deirdre, Gafty is right. There is no telling how many legionnaires hide inside that behemoth. We should exercise caution. Fuck. Looks like a big axe just hits the dude in the chest. Give them no quarter. Or we could attack now. Arik is a boss, man, dude. This dude is Conan, essentially. He's Conan meets Maximus. Path. now we see this basically spitting fire guns or some sort of energy beams, just roasting the Visigoths where they stand. But Arik, dude, he's got balls of steel. He just keeps charging. Roman scum. And he's still not aware because obviously in his mind he can't process what these really are. Secure the area. Prepare to storm the transport and free the captives. What manner of legionnaires dress like this and carry such weapons? Dear God. Stilicho has no criteria when hiring his foederati. He will conscript all manner of men and apparently beast to do his fighting for him. Chaboom, chaboom. You were saying? Meanwhile, back at the Visigoth camp. Chirp, chirp. Meh, meh. Chirp. Meh. Wah. Plucks a hair from the infant's head. Sticks it inside a little, some sort of syringe type of thing. And we see it mixing bubble, bubble. Wah. And we see the little alien baby and he injects it. Chirp. Wah. Chirp. And you can see now it's transforming. Wah. Chirp. Transforming some more. Avagus? Wah. See the cloaked figures going away. My little Avagus. Cheer. Wah. Our warriors will keep us safe, my child. Wah. Forward. So the infiltration was successful. Close the distance. Meanwhile, people are just getting fried. That takes balls, man, to face to do a charge like this. Joom, joom, joom. Make this day their last. Arik's just flying through the air. Look at this, man. This guy is this is what comics should be, in my opinion. Like, you just don't see this in modern comics. Just pure testosterone, masculinity, heroism. It's Arik is, like I said, he's just a boss. Smash! And his father's sword just, busts into pieces on the armor. No! Wham! And just knocks him across the field. Ooh! Meanwhile, crack! Arik's dazed. The shards of his sword lay next to him. Translated, the plantings were successful, Commander Trill. Excellent. The others have already returned. Load the survivors for transport. We will depart at once. Meanwhile, they're taking the humans as captives. Uh-oh. This is not looking good. Uh-oh. Deep space. Approaching a Vine colony ship. The Vine are the aliens, just in case you didn't put that together yet. Get in line, animals. And you can see they've caught quite a few humans. They're unloading them. And there's Arik. What is this place? Ugh! Arik. And you can see he's concealed one of the shards from his sword in his mouth. No falling behind. And he's cut himself free, and immediately he uses his vines to wrap it around his captor. Just immediately starts joking him. Ah! Gurgle. Quickly, before they realize that we're gone. And they make their escape. But they're cut off. More of them. Take cover. They hide in an alcove. This enemy, I was wrong. These are not Roman foderati. I don't know how to pronounce that, so I'm giving it my best shot. They are something else. We will not find our families here, Gafti. If we are to free Deidre and the others, then we must first free ourselves. How do we escape? Arik? Blessed armor of Shannara. So then we see this ritual going on, and they're overlooking it. Let's see. Let me check the chat again. Melissa says, I'm enjoying this. Thank you. Brandon Macy, hello to you. Says, this is dope. Thank you. Dragon Mancy's cool stream. Appreciate it. Quirk says, I left watching Donnie Cates stream to come watch this. Don't let me down. Jesus, dude. Like, I'm going to live up to Donnie Cates. What are you trying to do to me? I appreciate that, though, that you would leave Donnie Cates' stream, because I know he's got more clout than I do. Fragminian says, classic spider aliens are better than the modern religious version. Okay, I don't actually know the other version, so I just took this. Anyways, they're looking. We'll go back to the thing. They're looking over this ritual going on, and we see this floating sphere. We ask that you reward us for our faith. We ask that you open yourself to us on this day. Commander Pith, for your prowess in battle, you have been chosen for this highest honor. May Shanhara deem you worthy. May it be so. And it just sits there ominous. And then it opens. And we can see that it just... it's like what, the Mark 19 armor. I don't know which of the Iron Man armors were the first ones where the pieces could just float around, Tony. But I always thought that was silly. But here it works because it's an alien, super technological device, and it floats around. The metal, it moves on its own. Have you ever heard of such a thing? Not even in myths. And then we see the alien. He's got the armor fully worn. He's about to put the helmet on. Is that their king? Is it the creature that they bow to, or the armor? Crack! Shall we execute the slaves, Commander Trill? So they're caught unawares. You beasts will find me much harder to defeat without your machines. Because Arik is just a baller. It's just like, you are an obstinate one. Let us see if you are loyal as well. And he points the gun and it's down, friend. That's pretty smart. I like this little scene. He's like, oh, let's see. Do you want me to blast your friend's face? Let's see how much balls you have now. And then Arik just relents because he does. He has compassion and he cares about his friend. The day will come, and he lets himself be taken prisoner again. Put them in the pins with the others. I feel it. Shanhara speaks to me. The power, it is magnificent. Scream! Whomp. Oops. And then we see it. The armor forms back into a swoop. Forms back into a sphere. We are scorned again. Even our strongest perish. The sacred armor of Shanhara has deemed Commander Pith unworthy. It will only bestow its gifts on the worthy one. Until then, we must have faith. The highest priest deems it so. The day will come when all will be revealed. The day will come. A little bit of foreshadowing here. Everyone kind of can guess what's going to happen. What is happening, Auric? What did we see in that room? I do not know, Gofty, but I have seen less ceremony at the launching of a ship at war. These creatures, they possess powerful weapons indeed. Our swords splintered like branches against them. If we are to defeat these enemies, we will need new weapons. We must get back to that room. We must take these creatures' weapons. Then we will escape, and we will crush the Roman Empire brick by brick. Finally, they will know how it feels to be outmatched. Starting with the bastard who put my wife in chains. Dun, 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 to be continued. So that is the first issue of Exo Manowar, back in 2012, the first run by the new Valiant, and it only gets better, I can tell you, from there. The idea of mixing Maximus from Gladiator with like Super Iron Man space armor with alien invasion. When I read this first story arc, I immediately was like, they need to make this into a movie. Like it's got some common tropes from comics that, comic fans like, but it also has some things that I think would be really visually, spectacular on the screen. I mean, just that opening shot of the Romans and the Visigoths fighting each other. Remember, if you saw Gladiator, you know how cool that can be on screen. But then to transition from that into space, having the armor, having the fight against, guys with swords and sandals versus dudes with, energy guns and stuff and mech suits and so many cool things. And then, like I said, there's more that goes on. And some of the stuff is not going to be a surprise. We all know that Auric is going to get the armor eventually, but how it happens and everything is part of the fun to see it. And the character of Auric, I just love that he's just he's a tough guy. He doesn't take shit. He's a man's man. He's kind of a brute because he comes from a brutal time. So hopefully that was enjoyable to you guys. Ed says that didn't work. I'm not sure what he's referring to there. Dane says, oh, it's Conan plus Iron Man plus Thor. Worthiness. Cool. Ed says, oh, hell yeah. And then Melissa says they're doing a new Wrong Turn film. All right, cool. So hopefully, did you guys like that book? Was it worthy read? Is it something that's going to make you want to read further issues? Is it something that I should read further issues or, in the future and maybe make a thing of it? Or do other books? So you can see some of the books that I've got that I was thinking about. Like I said, I really do want to read something that I haven't read before, so I can kind of do a reaction. Everything up to before East to West here. Is there anything that you guys would like for me to read? I have not read hardly any of these. I've only read Bloodshot out of these books that are listed here. There's a Batman book. I don't know what. There's like a random Dark Knight book that was free. I was like, all right, cool. So Ed's like, at least read arcs. You don't like me teasing you. I'll consider reading more of the EXO, but not tonight. So I'll see how the feedback goes, and if people really want me to read more of the EXO, maybe I can make it like a thing. But I'm looking to read something different. Let's see. Like I've always wanted to check out this Lazarus, and then I got the issue 0 here, Prelude. That was one of the free books. I've read Ninjak as well. So all the original. I have not read Harbinger. I have not read Blackhammer. That's been a series that I've been wanting to check out. I have not read this Ash Army of Darkness, whatever this is. Let's see. Dane says, yes, read more, please, and other books. You've got a couple of months, right? Comic Quirk says I should read Thor, God of Thunder, God Butcher, and God Bomb. Well, that's a lot to read. Like, I guess I can make it I don't know, it's a commitment. So let's see. I'm going to nominate some books. I'm going to nominate Blackhammer or Lazarus, or what else looks good? Dragon Majesty says you could do Ash reads Ash, right? Ah, dude, I wish I could do a Bruce Campbell voice. That would be amazing. Melissa Harris is voting for Tiny Titans. Or 47 Ronin. So I'm going to nominate 47 Ronin since I'm not getting a lot of people throwing stuff out there. 47 Ronin, Lazarus, or Blackhammer. Which one would sound the most interesting to read next? I have not read either of these books, so you'll be getting my reaction as well as the story. Melissa says it's better than Teen Titans Go. I should hope so, because Teen Titans Go is not that great. Dane says if you were hardcore, you'd do East of West. So East of West is a book that I really want to enjoy. And not that I don't enjoy doing this, but I want to sit back in the quiet, throw on some good music, and really just dive into the book. And if I just read it out loud, I won't have the personal same experience of it. So that's kind of my thoughts on that. And that's why I don't know if any of you guys were on Skip's stream when he was doing it. I told him, I was like, no, dude, don't read that, because he was reading East of West, and I was like, stop. Let's see. Dane, I got 1 vote for 47 Ronin. I got 1 vote for Blackhammer, 2 votes for Blackhammer. Ed says, do them all. Nice. I'm just going to wait a couple minutes here and see what we get. Dragon Majesty says Blackhammer's fine. And I'm kind of counting on you guys too, because I have not read these books. So I don't know if they're good. I knew that EXO was good. And so that was just, I want to spread the love of that book. That's just, it's so great. And I think people need to know that there's really good stuff out there, and it's not an expensive book to get. You can get the trades real easy. In fact, Comixology has the entire EXO run on Comixology Unlimited as part of its thing. All right, looks like it's going to be Blackhammer. By the way, while we're sitting here about to start this, if you guys wouldn't mind hitting the like button if you're enjoying this at all. If you hate this, I guess hit the dislike button, but maybe tell me why. And also, if you wouldn't mind sharing on social media, like on your Twitter or whatever, that that this is going on, to maybe help spread the word, if you will. Just because I don't have the hugest of audiences. I'm trying to figure out how to share this myself. Give me half a second. Ed says he tweeted already. Awesome. Tehillim says Matt Kent. I don't know what you're referring to, Tehillim. Are you talking about the mind management book that was there? Frack says half second time's up. Damn it. All right. Okay, so Blackhammer's on the screen. Now I know only thing I know about this is Jeff Lemire's own superhero world that he created at Dark Horse, and it has to do there's a hammer. That's it, and I don't know anything else. So uh, here we go. Blackhammer lost on Mystery Farm. And here's everyone that did it. And we see a bucket. So, well, to tell the truth, you get used to the place. I never thought I'd say that, but it's true. 10 years today since we arrived. 10 years. Seems like only yesterday, but time flies. And the older you get, the faster it goes. Cliches, I know, but goddamn if they aren't true. You said it. Now I say I got used to this place, but the truth is, it didn't take much. This may sound weird since I grew up in the city, but from the first moment we set foot on this farm, it felt like I'd come home. There's just there's something about the air here, something so familiar, so right to me. As a kid, I've always wished I lived in the country, never thought it would happen, but life has a funny way of throwing you a curveball when you least expect it. Huh. See? Another cliche. He goes there and grabs a pitchfork. I grew up in the East End, rough part of town. Hell, it made me who I am. But I used to think I'd trade it all for just a bit of quiet, a bit of space. Well, now I got it in spades. And despite everything that happened, despite everything that we went through coming here, most days I wouldn't change it for the world. I see you approaching the farmhouse, little girl on the stairs. Morning, Gail. Abraham. Didn't hear you come in last night. So? So did you even come home last night? What's it to you what I do, Abe? It matters to all of us what you do, Gail. You know that. Speaking of which, you're wearing too much makeup for a girl your age. Fuck off, Abe. And you shouldn't be smoking. I said, fuck off, Abe. She flies away, and you're like, oh, all right. Do you have to do this today, Gail? Today of all days? Boy, something smells good. Just take those muddy boots off before you come in this kitchen. I am. Yep, most days I wouldn't change it for the world. Morning, fellas. Looks like it's gonna have to be a nice day out there. Get your feet off the table, Barbara Alien. Be quiet and get me some more bacon, or I'll compact you like the tin can you are, Walkie. Fell past inverted stars and nothingness. Good morning, Abraham. But I was not alone. There were many in the infinite, many and none. This is bizarre. This is so weird. Most days. Welcome to Blackhammer. Let me see. Gail sitting on the roof. Brooding again, Gail? Yep. Want to join me? Don't mind if I do. I could use a good brood. Did Abe send you? No. But you should know that if Abraham wanted me to do something, I would do the opposite. But you are going to try to convince me to come tonight, right? Only if you want to. Hell, I don't even know if I'll show up. Really?
It's been 10 years since we were stranded here. So, what should we do? Celebrate or mourn? If I'm going to a party, I'd at least like to know the theme.
The real question is, will Mommy Dearest make an appearance? Oh God, I hope not. Then it will really be a funeral.
You're cruel.
Do you still miss it, Barbie? The way it was?
Oh, I don't know sometimes. But the way you miss old friends you haven't seen in years, you know that if you went back, it wouldn't be the same as it was. I don't actually miss how things were. I was a different person then. I mean, really, the whole thing was kind of silly, wasn't it? Sometimes I wonder if it was real or all just some collective dream that we all woke up from. No, I don't miss our old lives, Gail. What I do miss is the freedom. I miss being able to leave. I miss the rest of the world.
I miss having tits.
We are who we are now, Gail. We can't change that. Hell knows, we've spent most of these last 10 years trying. Personally, I've always liked you better like this anyway.
What would I do without you, Barbalian?
You'd brood alone.
Meanwhile, we have the bucket of bolts working on something. Let's see what the chat's saying. Let's see. Dragon Amnesty says Jeff Lemire is usually good. I've never read it though. Yeah, Jeff Lemire, who I used to call Lemire, is writing one of my favorite books right now, Ascender. I am absolutely in love with that book. Ed Brewer says, grew up in the city, sounds country as hell. Okay. Fragmini says Robo Ash. Yeah, I haven't read these books, so I don't really know what I'm getting into. So I'm sort of just making up voices on the fly. I'm probably getting voices wrong. I don't even know if Barbalian's a male or a female. I was starting to think like maybe this is a girl. Who knows? Um, really is there, I guess, to help you discern who's saying what. But if you guys don't like me making voices, I can just do everything in Ash voice. If that'll be better for you. Moving on.
Colonel Weird. I wasn't sure we would see you again today.
Of course you'll see me, walkie-talkie. I'm right here. Zzz. Colonel Weird. What a name.
That's not what it's just you've been spending more and more time away these past weeks.
Yes, well, there's more and more trouble in the Parazone. I must be ever vigilant. Are you making yourself a mate, Walkie?
A mate? No, Colonel, it's a new probe. I've been working on it for months now. Don't you remember?
A probe? Oh, yes, of course.
I intend to launch it past the perimeter of the town soon. Just a few more adjustments to the thrusters and it will be ready. I have a good feeling about this one, Colonel. I think it might finally be the one to make contact.
You never give up, do you, Walkie? You are always such a loyal and diligent friend.
That's bizarre.
I only wish I could be the same for you. But ever since the Parazone, my mind has been, well, I haven't been myself, have I?
Nonsense, Colonel. You'll always be my commanding officer.
What's this then? Are you building yourself a mate, Walkie?
No, I told you it's...
Must be ever vigilant, Talkie Walkie. The Parazone needs me. Inverted stars and hordes of nothing beasts. Can't let them out.
Yes, of course, Colonel. Godspeed to you. Gzzz.
Walkie, I'm heading to town to get some groceries. Have you seen Gale and Barbalian?
No, Abraham. but would you mind picking me up some more solder? I'm almost out. You still working on that thing? This thing, Abraham, may be our best chance of rescue. I really wish you would be more supportive. Well, maybe I don't think we need rescue, Walkie. Well, I do. You're not the one stuck in the body of a 9-year-old, Abe. Yeah, well, some days I'd trade. Sorry. Yeah, well, some days I'd be glad to trade. Arthritis is killing me. Boo hoo. We're coming with you. Fine. And you just make sure to keep the barn door closed while I'm gone, Talkie Walkie. Last thing we need is someone seeing you. Yes, Abraham, I know the drill. Put your seatbelt on, Gale. Is that a joke? You know Abe doesn't have a sense of humor, Gale. Caw! You see the truck driving away. Shh. Calm yourself. They're going to town. I need to concentrate, and I don't need you squawking in my ear. That's a creepy illustration. There's some crazy thing in the window behind her. I won't be too long. Meet back here in an hour? Fine. Yes, sounds good. Have fun. What's that supposed to mean? Oh, nothing, Abraham. Ding. Humph. Abraham Slam. What's that grumpy look for? I don't remember anymore, Tammy. That's more like it. Black? Always. Didn't expect to see you in town today. Well, I wasn't planning on it. But then I got to thinking. Thinking about what? You. You old dog. Sweet talk like that will get you everywhere. That's the plan. Meanwhile, doing some grocery shopping. Run. Don't know about that, but it's nice to be outside. Can't say I miss the rain. Hello, care to grab a bite? Oh, I should probably get these to the truck. They'll keep. Why don't you put them down and grab a coffee? Well, I guess I could use a pit stop. That's the spirit. I'm Father Quinn. I just moved to the parish, taking over for Father Drake. Oh, Mark Marks. I didn't know Father Drake very well, I'm afraid. Ah, not a church-going man, then? Not as much these days. I've lapsed. Well, you'll have to put the coffee back then, I'm afraid. Uh, I'm joking. Ah, okay, good. So I guess I should make my sales pitch. The boss is always watching, right? Ah, yes. It would be great to see you out at Mass. No pressure, but maybe it's time you gave it another shot. Well, I hate to disappoint you, but I think my church going days may be over, Father. Never say never. The door is always open, Mark. Marks? What is that? Eastern European? It's Swedish. Meanwhile, so I was thinking I could come by tonight after I finish up at home. Maybe I could come out to the farm for a change. Don't you think it's time that I met that family of yours, Abe? We've been through this, Tammy. My family is, well, it's complicated. Every family is complicated. I just want to ding. Slam, we need to talk. Almost got the little kid. What do you want, Red? This is none of your business, Tammy. I found Slam's granddaughter shoplifting cigarettes from the stop and go. Get bent, true heart. Gale, is that true? Thank you, Sheriff. I'll deal with Gale. If you can handle her, She would be. If you could handle her, she wouldn't be shoplifting cigarettes at 9, Slam. Then again, I should know to lower my expectations when it comes to your family. Kids get in trouble all the time, Red. It's hardly a police matter. We both know this isn't about Gail. Oh, really, Tammy? Then what is it about? We're divorced, Red. What I do is my damn business. Yeah? And who you do, right, Tammy? Though you never were very picky. Watch your mouth, Trueheart. Or what, Slam? What are you gonna do? And then apparently this is a flashback panel. Let's go, Gail. Should have beat his ass, Grandpa. Yeah. Back at the house, doing some dishes. Sigh. Gail, Barbalian, it's almost 8. And then we see a hammer. Abraham, are the others coming? I don't think so, Walkie. Why don't we give them 5 more minutes before we start? No point, Walkie. They've had enough. I don't think. Am I late? Colonel, Madam Dragonfly. No, you're not late. Where are the others then? Right here. Smiles. Well then, I guess I'll get started. I've been thinking about what I was going to say all week. This being our fail fail sauce. This being our 10th anniversary and all. But the truth is, you've all been really pissing me off lately. Hell, I know we never wanted to come to the farm, but we made our choices, our sacrifices, and this is where we ended up. That's all history now. That's our history and ours alone. I tried my best to make this a home for me, for you. But all you do is whine about how we can't leave and how we're stuck. Well, boo-hoo. At least we're still alive. We can never forget that. Most of all, we can never forget him, what he gave up for all of us. Joe Weber was the bravest man I ever met. He never backed down from a fight no matter what. And he gave his life so we could have this life. We need to remember that. We need to remember that we are still here. It may not be the life we wanted, but it's the life we have. And at least we have it together. So, what everyone is, I haven't looked at the chat in a little bit. Let's see. Ed says, "Now you're doing great. Thank you. Appreciate it. Comic Works loves the art." Yeah, the art, it's got an interesting style. It feels fitting to the book. Obviously, I wouldn't want to see this everywhere. Let's see. Dane says, "I started reading this at the library once. Weird, no. I like the voices, soothing." Yeah, it's ASMR time with Ash on comics. Ed says, "Burn." There's probably something happening in the comics that I missed. Venkman's here. Says he needs this every night. Appreciate that. Talk amongst yourselves for a second. My dog is clamoring at the door to be let out, and I don't want any accidents while I'm sitting here talking to you, so I'm going to be back in 10 seconds.
And I'm back. Thank you, Fragminion, for keeping time on that. Keeps him busy. You know, if Frag doesn't have something to do, he starts getting restless. Um, Dane says this book is oddly compelling. Yeah, I agree. It's not what I expected, but it's kind of cool nonetheless. But it's not over, so let's see where it keeps going. 10 years. 10 years ago today since they saved Spiral City and disappeared. To most, they don't seem real anymore, like urban legends, ghost stories. But they were real. I know, because I was there. I was only 13, but I remember the terror, the fear. It's still there in the air. It infected the city and it never left us. The global planet. Geez, I wonder what that's an homage to. Heroes killed, saving Spiral City. They stopped him. They defeated the anti-god and saved us all. In the aftermath, their bodies were never found. They were presumed to have been obliterated in the final battle. They were the greatest heroes of a lost age. Abraham Slam, the original two-fisted crime fighter. Golden Gale, America's superpowered sweetheart. Barbalian, the warlord from Mars. And Colonel Weird, swashbuckling space hero. And my dad, Joseph Weber, the Blackhammer, hero of the streets. There's no story I won't chase down, not when I believe in it. And I tell you this, dear readers of Spiral City, I believe, more than anything, that they are still alive. I believe that they're still out there somewhere. And no matter what, I'm going to find them. To be continued. All right, so we got Black Lois Lane. Definitely some homages to classic stuff. Oh, here we go. Get some art. This is pretty cool. I like this. I like this art a lot. Oh, I like this art too. This is really cool. I love this style. Blackhammer too. All right, so I can keep reading for 99 cents, or it's available on unlimited. That was a pretty solid book. What did you guys think? I mean, it was a little slow. That's my reaction on this. I felt like it really just kind of kind of getting introduced to these characters and the environment, and it just letting you sort of like ease into it. There was not any big plot, although there's a little bit of a hook setting up that they're trapped in this. Almost feels like it's another dimension. They're trapped in like a Twilight Zone type, if you will. And you know that there's something going on. You saw a couple characters having some looks in their eyes. So I don't know where this is supposed to go. It's kind of cool. One thing I like about the book is that I have no expectations. Like I can't look at this and say, oh, I've read this before. They're going to do this. They're going to do that. I have no idea. So I do kind of like the golden age feel of the characters. I like the mix of golden age with, say, like Vertigo. That's kind of what this feels like. It's like golden age Vertigo. If I had a way to describe it, which is kind of a unique thing for me. So I don't know. I like it. What do you guys think? Chat's kind of quiet right now. So when you guys are quiet, it makes me just have to blabber on forever. Frag says he can count backwards when he drinks. Ed says, bravo, good stuff. Thank you. Dane says that's freaking awesome. Well, I'm glad that you guys have found some enjoyment. Been streaming for how long have I been streaming? An hour and 15 minutes so far. Um, one more. I might be able to squeeze in one more. Uh, make it a trinity. I was gonna rate this book. I forgot to do that part. What would you guys rate this book? I think I would give this 4 stars. Um, even though like there's not a lot that really went on in the book, it's not like as a single issue. If it was a one and done, I'd be like, well, that was. But I know this is meant to be the first part in a big ongoing story, and I feel that the characters are interesting. The art is interesting. It's compelling. Um, so I'm kind of hovering between 3 and 4, but I kind of want to give it a 4. I don't know if that's just my own bias or what. Uh, let's see. Frag says, read the sexy Batgirl, the comic. Uh, all right, maybe I could do that. I don't know which one is the sexy Batgirl. Is this the one you think is sexy Batgirl? This is Batman and Robin Adventures. So I'm guessing Frag finds this sexy. He likes rye whiskey. All right. I'm not a big Batgirl fan. There's also Gotham Adventures, #1. All right. So what are we settling on? You guys really want Batman and Robin? Down to 7. I'm down to 7. Man, geez. Jimmy gets more viewers than I do these days. All right. Batman and Robin Adventures. This is one of the things that I don't like, by the way, when you're reading like this. I have no idea who's talking. I have no idea like what kind of voice this is. Oh, it's Commissioner Gordon. All right. Man, I'm not really good doing voices. I feel like I'm setting myself up here. Why is a raven like a writing desk? What? Then it says, the answer will drive you to madness. Signed, the Riddler. Writers, Ty Templeton, penciler, Joe Staton. All right, so got a bunch of people. Man, they just throw everyone in these credits nowadays. Why is the raven like a writing desk? The answer will drive you to madness. And the timing couldn't be worse. Batman told me last night that he was going out of town on a case. Forget that glory hound. I bet I can solve this riddle myself, Commissioner. No, you can't, Harvey. Hey, she's right. It's the famous unanswered riddle from Alice in Wonderland. There is no solution. Then why send it to you? What's his point? That's what I intend to ask him. Come on. Edward Nygma is still in custody at Arkham Asylum. Clack, clack, clack. Open the door. Yes, sir. Ah, Commissioner Gordon. I was so hoping you'd come. You got my letter? Have Lewis Carroll and I stumped the super cop? I certainly got you up here. Pencil and paper is pretty low rent for you. You usually prefer electronic gadgets. What an eye for detail. But it means nothing. My resources are simply limited. For instance, this. What was made from bed springs and dental floss? Sorry, was made by bed springs and dental floss, but it's enough to hold you. I guess he makes some jerry-rigged handcuffs. Nobody move. I'm getting something out of my shirt slowly. They don't let me near the electronics, but they're not so careful with the chemicals in the medical center. As a result, this mixture is an alarmingly deadly nerve gas, instantly lethal on contact. Believe me, there's enough in here to kill hundreds. You'll die as well, Nigma. But you are so much less expendable than I am. They think I'm a dangerous lunatic, but you're a big shot civil servant. I'm counting on that to keep us alive while you and I walk out of here. Everybody stay back now. Oh, Joker there in the background. I really must thank you for coming, Commissioner. I couldn't have escaped without you. Play the tape again. All right, so this is interesting. I normally don't read comics like this for myself, so I was a big fan of the Batman animated series, and this kind of has that same feel. Um, Dane says 3 completely disparate comic experiences in one live stream. Hey man, I aim to please. This is what you guys wanted me to do. And these are all free, by the way. You guys can go on Comixology. All these comics that I gave you guys, read tonight and more. Download for yourself. Read them again if you want. If you don't, if you're like, finally, I can read this without Ash's voice. I need 10 more seconds to go close the door because it's freezing now that I left it open for the dog. Be right back. All right, I'm back. Melissa Harris says Riddler got that from the janitor's closet. People need to keep the chemicals away from Batman's rogues. Yeah, no kidding. What's up with that? You can make deadly nerve gas with just the available chemicals. It's like someone's not doing a very good job running a prison asylum. All right, so whoever this guy is, I'm guessing maybe he's the mayor. I don't know who this guy is. Play the tape again. Sorry, I had to borrow your friend Batman, but you can have him back. All you have to do is find us before midnight tonight. After midnight, I swat Gordon like a bug. Our location is the answer to the riddle. You ready? The corner that makes a hand. 4 and 20 dancers baked in a pie. The flying dog that now stands still. And finally, where do giant Eskimos sleep? You have till midnight. Do have fun. I can confirm that we have received something of a ransom video. Mayor Hill, Mr. Mayor. Harvey's eating Spud Crispos. Nice. I would eat those. Would you guys eat Spud Crispos? No money has yet been demanded as yet, but Harvey? Barbara? How you holding up, kid? Considering the news, all right. I heard the mayor say that there was a video. Are there any clues? I've read all about the Riddler. I want to help. I know you do, but don't worry. We'll get your father out of this. The best way you can help is to sit tight and let us do our jobs. And keep a good thought. But
You can turn that off. He's not coming.
Maybe he's not, but I am. I heard about Gordon's abduction on the news. Dun da da da.
Ah, no, not again. The bat signal ain't an open audition call, you
Costume nutso. Get a cab. uh, I'm sorry. That's one of the funniest things I've seen in comics in a while. Look at her face. He's pointing at her. It's okay, Batgirl. I know who you are.
This crummy town is crawling with them.
You do? We have a file on you. You seem to have earned Batman's trust, and we could use help on this one. What's this? All the riddles so far, 4 from a video, and 1 from Alice in Wonderland in this morning's mail. Is this word for word? Riddler is very precise about his word choices. It's verbatim, and we think we've solved this one already. 4 and 20 dancers baked in a pie. There's a dance club on Paris Avenue called Blackbirds. But we've had a dozen men there for the last half hour, and so far they've come up with nothing. It makes sense. He says the answer is in the riddle, not in the riddles. 3 of them are decoys. Good thinking there, Barbara. Get it? Like a riddle without an answer. Start with the corner that makes a hand. Corner. Cornerstone? Street corner, maybe? The corner of 5th and Finger, a branch of the YMBA. What the hell's a YMBA? 2 parking lots and a junkyard. The Y is no good. It's way too public for a hideout. And an old junkyard? No. Ignore the time. Dad's life depends on you keeping calm and solving this. That sounds like a kablam!
I told you kids if you came back, I'd bring my gun. I ain't afraid of you gangsters.
Look at the dog. The dog is rad. Oh, that's so awesome. No way is that old timer one of Riddler's henchmen. This one's another red herring. 2 down, 2 to go.
I'm on to you, punks.
Look at that. He's like looking the wrong direction. He's just an old senile dude. He's like, whoop, over the fence.
You're a fool.
Be quiet, cop.
If I were you, I'd be long gone. Why stick around here?
Hey, I asked the questions.
You're working so hard to be captured and punished. Why? If you love Arkham so much, why break out on the first?
I don't love Arkham. I hate it.
I refuse to live in Arkham, surrounded by animals. I mean, have you ever seen the Joker eat? But I haven't earned my escape yet. Everyone still thinks I'm crazy. Just because I keep leaving these clues for Batman, they all think I want him to catch me. But I obviously don't, and I can prove it. This time I've come up with a riddle so clever that Batman won't solve it. And then I'll escape. And I will have earned it. You see? Once I've beaten him. That will prove that I'm sane.
This is great. This is like it's kind of campy, but it's obviously meant to be. So, when you do a comic like this, you can suspend your have a suspension of disbelief. You can allow for things to be campier than you normally would. If this was a Detective Comics issue, whatever, I'd be like, this is kind of silly, but this is meant to be. It's like it's self-aware that they're doing this, and the art is fun. Let me see what the comments. Let's see. Uzab, welcome. Says, "Yay, free comic reading." Ed Brewer says, "Salt and vinegar Spud Crispos." Yeah, salt and vinegar, nice. Fragminian, God, I miss when Batman comics actually dealt with Batman fighting actual crime. Frag, should we tell Frag that there's hasn't been any Batman in this comic? We'll just keep it on the down low. He may not notice. Dane says this Joe Stanton art is terrific. I agree. At first, I was just like, oh, whatever, it's cartoon. But the more I like pay attention, these expressions, they just add to the humor. I wouldn't want my normal comics to be this way, but this is really fun. Melissa says she gave Gordon and Riddler a Southern accent. I'm sorry, Melissa. I'm really not good with voices and accents, so I'm probably bleeding over from what I was doing with Blackhammer. I'm sorry. Ed says Riddler's got it all figured out. I know, like I'll prove that I'm sane. It's so genius. This is so much better than what I read in, like, oh my God, I don't know if any of you have read any of the recent Batgirl stuff. I read the first issue when Cecil Castellucci took over for Batgirl, because I just knew it was going to be a cringe fest after she did that oh God, what was the name of that book? Female Furies, and that book was so bad. It was like so amateur hour writing. And I'm not a Batgirl fan anyway. So, I mean, I already have kind of a confirmation bias. But then I go and read this, and I'm like, I don't even really like Batman, and I'm having a blast. I'm laughing out loud. It's fun. I feel like there's actually a real story. I've never seen the Riddler like this, where he's just like, I'll prove that I'm sane by being insane. It's just fun. Like, no, I'm not comparing it to Cecil Dane. I'm using it to contrast. Like, she was just writing Bleck. Like, it was so amateur. I did a video on it, so anyone that cares to know the details. But this person should be writing Batgirl. I'm sure that this person doesn't have to write complete camp all the time, but this writer is showing that they understand how to tell a plot, right? And how to have, moments. Like, there's beats. And the moment, like in the junkyard with the senile old man, those are great encounters that make for interesting situations that keep you as an audience engaged in the book while the plot is going. And I don't know. Anyways, I'm blathering on, but this is just my reactions. Like, I when Frag was like suggesting this book, I was like, I don't know, but I'm really enjoying it. The flying dog that now stands still. The flying dog. Sounds like an English pub. Are there any flying dogs in mythology? I love her little bat cycle too. She just looks so funny just riding this thing. I, I wish Dad were here. We always did the crosswords together. I mean, always do. He's not gone yet. Focus. You can do this. Stop being a space cadet. This is so cool. This is the kind of Batgirl I would read. Like this old like 50s style. Is this 50s or 40s? Like it's definitely like golden age era. You know, it just this is the kind I could believe this type of comic existing if you put it in this period piece. Space Cadet. That's it. Scream. Laika, the astronaut dog from the Russians' first space flight. There's a statue of her in Gotham Park at the petting zoo. Okay. Why is there a statue of a Russian dog in the Gotham Zoo? This is kind of weird, but sure. Gotham Park petting zoo. No, deserted. Only animals. There's just a little cage. It's just like pig. There's like this is so silly, but it's fun. And no places for Riddler to be hiding either. Another dead end. Dad's running out of time, and I still haven't solved the last one. Hey, girl.
You're a tiny one, ain't you? How come you're dressed like Batman? Going to a costume party?"
Look at her face. Like,
"Not now, King Kong." "Why not now? It's late and the park's deserted." If you want if you want to be a party girl, why not party with me?"
Uh-oh, Me Too movement.
"I said not now, you crazy skirt."
I love it. I love this dialogue. I love this old-timey kinda talk, like, just adds so much flavor, I think, as in my opinion, I just like that.
"Ow, ow, you're hurting my arm."
That's a cool scene, like, she's just flying by, did a nice kick.
"Get used to it. Now it's my turn to ask questions. Where do giant Eskimos sleep?"
What? Oh, this is great.
"It's a riddle, and I don't have the answer. Any ideas?" "Get lost, you screwy." "Ah, my hand." "What's your problem, girl?" "You mean the old kid's joke? Giant Eskimos live in bigloos. Is that what you're talking about?"
Bigloos?
"Bigloos. There's a big loos on 910th Street. Crazy bat chick."
Just, like, limping away.
"Bigloos fine antiques since 1925. And antique furniture dealers, all high-end stuff. Empty. Nothing. No? Almost midnight. They can't all be decoys." "Come on, come on. Wait a second. What the? A writing desk? Writing desk. Yes. Not the not the junkyard at 5th and Finger, but why?"
Uh-oh. That was my roomie texting me in the middle of a stream. What are you guys thinking so far while I'm answering this? Frag says, "Geez, Ash, I'm wassy drunk, but I got that was 19th Street. I like rye whiskey." Sorry, buddy. Sometimes when you're just staring at the screen and you're trying to manage things and read, and that you just things, you just your mouth doesn't follow what your brain says. Um, so I do my best. You know, no one's paying me to do this, so fortunately, I don't have to. I don't have a boss. I guess I'm my own boss. Melissa gives a thumbs up. Uh, Southern Batgirl. Am I really doing her like Southern? I don't feel like I'm doing her Southern. Um, Maybe it's because Southern is like the only accent I know how to do. So it's like it comes out that way. Everyone's Southern. Um, let's see here. Oh, my buddy is asking me what I want from In-N-Out Burger. Hmm. Hells to the yeah. Um, I need to pause the reading for a second while I answer. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. What do you guys say? In-N-Out Burger. They're essential. Heck yeah, they are. Uh, Dane says I called it over an hour ago, didn't I? Dude, I haven't had In-N-Out in weeks. Um, Ash is live streaming his In-N-Out order. Dun, dun, dun. Double double with onions, add pickle, extra spread, special request, ketchup on top of the spread. That's my favorite burger. All right, let's get back to the show. All right, got to get this done now because I got food coming. Not the junkyard at Fifth and Finger, but the Y. Then Leica the dog. Whoops, I skipped. Look at this, I messed up. But the Y. And Blackbird is another word for raven. Then Leica the dog. Now the writing desk's here. I know the riddle and where Dad is. 2 minutes to midnight and no sign of that bat fellow. Tough break for you, eh? Why is a raven like a writing desk? What? It drives you to madness. Or it brings you to Arkham. Like it brought Commissioner Gordon this morning. Look at that. That's a cool scene. You can just see her eyes in the shadows. It's pretty sick. I knew if the riddle led back to Arkham, then you had to be in here. In the shock treatment rooms, they've been abandoned for years. Doubling back and hiding out in the asylum, pretty clever, but I gotcha. Who on earth are you? He's just like, what the hell? I'm Batgirl, and you're going back in your cell. No, not while I still have my lethal nerve toxin. There's enough in this tiny bottle to kill hundreds. Back off or I'll open her up. No matter what happens to me, I'm not going to live in this institution anymore. Wait. Kill hundreds of what, Riller? You're very careful with your words, and that's twice you said killing hundreds without saying what. If that stuff actually kills people, you haven't mentioned it yet. Hundreds of what, Riddler? Fine, so maybe it's roach spray. Da-da-da-da. Crunch. Thanks. It's nice to see you again, Batgirl. I've had reports of you for months. Just doing what I can to help Gotham City, sir. I understand, and I appreciate it. You know, I have a daughter only a few years younger than you. In some ways, gone. Terrific. So she does it too. See you at home, Dad. I can't wait. The end. That was solid. That was super solid. I very much enjoyed that. What do you guys think? That was fun. I did not expect to enjoy it like that. Let's see. Frag says, well, last shot. I'm done for the night. Pass out time. I like rye whiskey. Well, that is the third and final comic I'll be doing. But I had a lot of fun doing this. I did not expect the Batgirl to be, I don't know if it was the best comic, but it definitely was the most fun of the three. Dane says, I may be a dweeb, best of the three. Yeah, I feel like each of them had different values. I really feel, well, of course, I have also know how the Exo Manowar story goes. So that first story is just sort of the first chapter. I know where it goes. So to me, I can see all the excellence in it. That to me is the best. I did like the Blackhammer. I feel like it was a slow burn up to something, but it's a way different style of comic. It's like a moody, atmospheric, kind of creepy type of thing. And this was just pure like carnival ride, like just fun. So it's not, and like I said, these aren't even really like my style of comics typically. I usually stay away from humor in comics because, well, there aren't many people. Humor is tough to write, and writing talent in comics today is slim pickings. So I normally, like, I see a comic and I'm like, oh, that's supposed to be kind of funny, and it never, like, oh god, just like reading the Wonder Twins comic, you're just like, oh god, cringe. It's just terrible. This was genuinely fun, and it was great because it was a combination of the artist and the writer. Like, the writer would write some comedic scenes, but without the art selling it, with the facial expressions and the parts where I was laughing out loud with just the dog. I mean, that was all art that sold it. It was visual humor. Um, and that has a lot. And it's, an art, comics are a visual medium. If you don't have good art on a comic, you're really selling yourself short. And this was great. I would read more of these. So I really appreciate you guys being along for the ride. It looks like I'm still at 7 watching, so I didn't get very far. But got 3 comics down. Got to talk to some YouTube friends. Um, Frag, by the way, England Teen's been missing you, so you might want to swing by and say hi sometime. Um, so I'll try to do this again. It was fun. Uh, Melissa says, "Night Ash, bye. Take care. It was good seeing you, Melissa." Like I said, I do want to stream. It's tough doing a solo stream because you have to plan out your topics, and there's just not a lot to talk about other than some of the obvious things that are going on right now that I really don't want to talk about. And believe me, I could, but I want my channel to be a little bit more positive. I can definitely lay on the high sodium, but um, it's just, there's enough of that out there. And if I if I if I keep my channel more positive as much as I can, that gives me more liberty to go off from time to time when I need to, and people, I think, will hopefully forgive me, because that's not what it's all about. And it's really all about that there's good comics out there, even when I'm complaining that 90% of the comics are utter trash and I'm bitching and moaning. I'm not saying that all comics are trash. I'm very much happy to find good stuff, and in current right now time where comics aren't being produced, there's good back issues out there. And the 3 comics I read tonight were all good in their own ways, and they were all free. So obviously I won't probably be doing all of it that way if I continue doing it. Tonight was an experiment, so your feedback is appreciated. My DMs are open on Twitter. If you don't know my Twitter, it's at Ash and then the numbers 1138. Feel free if there's something that like that works for you, and you like, oh, that was really cool, I like do more of that. Or if something you're like, this part kind of wasn't as good, do less of that. That helps me. I don't know if, like, when I sit here, like, does anyone want to sit and listen to some doofus to sit and read comics online? I don't know. But if just a handful of people are interested, it makes it worth for me. Like I said, you guys in the stream make it interesting. Listening to you guys talk, it kind of sucked that I had to kind of do it in the middle of England Teen stream. He's probably still doing his stuff. His auctions go forever. But I'm going to have some time this upcoming week, so I'll try to do more. I'll try to set the stream up a little early so people get notification that it's happening. And I don't know, maybe I'll get some I want to do some panel streaming too. It's tough because I usually do it late at night. There's no one available. But that's that. So let's see. I've been doing it for, I lost my counter. Where was I? We're now at 1 hour, 49 minutes plus 10 minutes of that, just basically opening time. So that's about an hour and 40 minutes. It's pretty, it's not too long. It's about a normal video for me. So Ed says, I'm going back there when you're done. Yeah, I might go back there too. I like I said, I didn't want to interrupt or do it, but I was like, I can't wait till after he's done because then I'll be starting at midnight or something, and then there'll be really no one to listen. Um, so and I didn't want to advertise like while I was on his stream. I don't want to like that'd be like poor show. Like, hey, by the way, I'm on England Teen Stream, but you audience can leave and come follow me. I didn't want to do that. That'd be tacky. Um, so I'll probably go back there. Anyways, this is one of those times where I'm like running out of things to say. I had really fun time. If anyone has any ideas of suggesting stuff, if it has to be available on Comixology, or I got some free comics on Kindle too. I was just going on Amazon tonight, and there's like a bunch of uh, Amazon Prime. You can read tons of free comics on Amazon Prime. One of the ones they just added was Batman. That was it, the Earth One series. They did those graphic novels. So there's a Batman Earth One by Jeff Johns, and I was like, oh, it's free on Amazon Prime reading. So I downloaded that. So I might be able to do some Kindle stuff, but mostly Comixology. If there's anything that you want to do, I'll continue. But at this point, I'm just blathering on, filling up space. So I'm gonna let you guys go. I really appreciate each and every one of you that stood to listen, that commented in the chats. I hope everyone out there is having a safe time, staying healthy, getting through this. I know, believe me, it's super rough for me. So I can imagine for anyone else, you're not alone. And hopefully we can just help each other, entertain one another, and all that. So hashtag read good comics. With that, I'm Ash. This has been Ash on Comics' first debut Watch It Read. If someone has a better name for that, I don't know. But I'll catch you later. Next time, same bat time. Probably not. Probably same bat channel. Yeah, that'll be true. It'll be the same channel. I don't know about same bat time though. Later.